hold on to that feeling of refreshment and nourishment, and come back to your normal operating self, feeling newer. Thank you, everyone, for absorbing that. Now, pardon me a second while I get my. I do not have the screen of the prayer that I would like to say. Imagine if every church, synagogue, temple, spiritual center, and person meditated on world peace. I am the commanding conscious presence that demands peace and harmony in every area and aspect of my life, in my work and in my play, with my friends and family, my neighbors and strangers, and within my entire inner being. The peace and harmony of God is active, present, and in full operation and complete manifestation. I send this peace out to every leader in every country, and every person, and all who would make decisions that bring change in our world, large and small. I know that the peace and harmony of God is active in every person everywhere. I see this world surrounded by light as more people choose to meditate on peace. I surrender to Spirit the ways in which this will happen. I lay aside my limited opinion as I place my trust in the infinite wisdom of God, knowing that peace and harmony awakens in the hands, hearts, minds, imagination, hopes and dreams and wishes for everyone. For the peace and harmony of God far outweighs any desire for disharmony or destruction. Wherever there is God, peace and harmony is active, present, and in full manifestation. And so it is.
Visualizing the healing energy filling each other, the room, and extending out throughout the world, sending its light to all in need and down the Mother Earth. The reading and homily today will be presented by Deacon Gary Dillon.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome. If Diana, you could record, please.
You're the host now, Tom. You should be able to record.
Yeah, it won't let me. It says ask the host for some reason. I'm not sure.
I don't know why you're the host. You're the host now. Try it again. Just 1 minute.
I see the record button is lit on your screen, Tom.
I think it's recording.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. I think so. Welcome, everyone. Today's reading and homily comes from my all-time favorite poem, written by the world-famous Rudyard Kipling, possibly most notably famous these days for The Jungle Book, amongst many other works and awards. If, by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head about you, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that is in it, and which is more. You'll be a man, my son. Good morning.
Morning.
This poem speaks deeply to me on how we can all aim for an ideal, what it is, and how to get there. It speaks to me of high goals. It speaks to me of grand ambition, a great challenge, but at the same time, a poetic perfection. It speaks to me on how we are not to bother with being any other person but ourselves, with our own goals. To me, this poem presents a high ideal, and yet at the same time, a minimum standard. This poem is a clear reminder to me that we waste our precious resources, or I should say I, bothering with anyone else, but rather invest in our own behaviors to keep them from being eroded and what they could erode into. There will be kings and there will be fools. There will be gossip mongers and liars. There are endless downward paths, but there is always our own choice of our own decisions, how to face life's trials and tribulations. And as the song sings, the many dangers, toils, and snares. To me, this poem is a roadmap away from problems. This poem is a flow chart for life and navigating it. And to me, this poem is a blueprint for adulthood. This poem does not speak in conventional modern English, and I'm very tempted to translate it into a modern version, but for now, leaving it exactly as it is prompts the reader, I feel, to dig deeper into its meaning without the poet spelling it out, as if demanding of the reader and letting him or her continue to unfold its meaning, age after age, year after year, reading after reading. This poem to me is an invitation to delve into its very words and swim around inside it. of the poem and explore it personally each and every time there's a grand challenge or stress to our character and decisions and actions. To me, this poem is timeless and prompts me to think, what would happen if everyone read this poem at least once a year? One image search will provide endless variations from plain and simple to ornate and gorgeous. And to me, this poem is an invitation. In looking at the calendar, Father's Day is coming, and I'd like to share something that I did with this poem. About 14 years ago, on Christmas or Father's Day, after my dad passed away, sorry, I can't remember right now exactly which one it was, but there was an obvious void. And so this poem struck me as a good idea, and I gave it out. I gave out a set of identical framed poems to my brother and my two nephews, to myself and to my son. And on the back, I wrote a personalized message in silver Sharpie. So those are my thoughts and feelings, and you may be pleased to do with them as you wish. And my blessings to everyone, and thank you for letting me share this with you. I say thank you. Please settle into a very comfortable position. Rest yourselves as is most comfortable. And I want you to imagine yourself in a beautiful, grand Victorian library, as we've seen in movies, elaborate, ornate, a tall ladder, endless ceiling, countless books, always with the most comfortable chair in the world, and a desk and a magnifying glass, a lectern. But just settle yourself emotionally into this most comfortable chair in the world. And you don't even have to pick up a book. Just imagine all the wisdom is already inside you. All those books were written from people who took things from inside them and put them on the paper so we can read them and put them in ourselves. Imagine yourself in the most comfortable chair in the world. Just thumbing through the pages of wisdom inside yourself. The most sacred vault in the universe, inside you, with your answers. Always there, always available, with the key for unlocking them being your calm pursuit of your truth and wisdom that's best for you. And let your soul be as comfortable as your body is, as it rests in the most comfortable chair in the universe. Absorb the feeling of having the most comfortable, content soul. Meditate on that perfection for a few moments and breathe in deeply. 3 nice, comfortable times. Letting it out slowly. And with the last breath, take another one if you need to. Feel all your troubles go away out of every pore of your skin as you exhale. As you are slumped in deep comfort, slowly wiggle your fingers and toes. Slowly move a wrist and ankle, shoulders and neck. Bring yourself back slowly, intentionally, with the comfort of that beautiful soul with you and all its confidence and strengths and endurance. I'd love to look you all in the eyes and see that you're awake, but I'm going to gently bring this back to Tom. Thank you, Tom.